Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a model made from approximately 2000 to 2007. This is the Patek Philippe Calatrava 5115J in yellow gold, 35mm with a lovely combination of small seconds, cream enamel dial, hobnail bezel, and crown guard profile. It's a timepiece with a lot of personality and craft interest for those who love simple watches but also want to add discernible elements of modern high horology. From the dial to the case to the hand-finished caliber 215 petite seconde movement, this is a work of art for your wrist and part of the core family of Patek dress watches. It is part of the canon of the Calatrava. On my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference. This is an easy watch to wear. The 35mm size is traditional mid-century modern men's dress watch dimension. It's also a relatively slim watch at 8.3mm thick. It'll slide underneath any cuff. This is a great unisex option because across the wrist it spans a reasonable 43.8mm, which means I can see this watch being worn with real flair, panache, security, and proportion on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters circumference. The spacing between the lugs is 19mm if you wish to accessorize. And what we have here is a Patek Philippe factory strap, nicely appointed with a little bit of bolstering to give it volume down the center. Large rectangular scale alligator leather, the most expensive and durable kind. A monotone stitch, a little bit of a sheer construction on the flank showing the layers of leather. And then you can see on the underside, this is a new Patek Philippe factory strap, so you'll be the first to gouge or crimp it. A semi-gloss finish. You can see the watch features a characteristic Patek Philippe yellow gold, somewhat beveled spade-style pin buckle for quick adjustments, and the case band is handsome. It has a little bit of the fluid grace of a Rolex Day-Date or Datejust case, and you can really see the way the light dances across its surface. It's a handsome and nuanced form that scarcely has a single straight line. Let me remove my fingerprints so you get a better sense of its gloss and its gleam. The only real horizontals are formed by the case back and the junction of the bezel with the mid-case. You can see that flowing, organic form at the lug tips. The crown guard structure, something occasionally seen on Calatravas, giving them the impression of larger, sometimes one might even say slightly more masculine watches on the wrist without actually increasing the size of the case. Now, the hobnail bezel has been something that's been part of the Calatrava collection in one form or another since the 3520 of the early 1970s. So this hobnail design, occasionally present on the Calatrava, makes for an interesting combination, as Calatravas including the crown guard, the hobnail, and the petite seconde dial are rather uncommon. This watch is a standout, and the 5115 is remembered as one of the most artful mid-2000s Patek Philippe offerings. The dial is not white. In fact, it's a sort of eggshell cream or off-white. It's a lovely, complex hue, and this is a true Grand Faux enamel dial. You can see the stylized and radially arrayed Roman numerals with a watchmaker's 4, and then there is a dimple-style track outboard with an exaggerated dot for each of the hours. You can see down at 6 o'clock it mentions that this is handmade enamel, émail, cadran, Suisse, émail, basically saying your dial is made of enamel. Fired enamel on a dial base made of solid gold. You can see there are blackened white gold hands for the leaf or feuille style, hours and minutes, a minimalist Patek Philippe Geneva signature, and then small seconds at 6 o'clock. Underneath the case back, which is screwed in, the watch is 30 meters water resistant, you have a Patek manufacturer caliber 215 PS Petite Seconde. It is a manual wind 44-hour power reserve, 18 jewel, 5 position adjusted, Geneva Hallmark, free sprung caliber. Nicely executed. You're going to have to take my word that it is a beautifully executed traditional Geneva style caliber with the Poinçon de Genève stamped upon. Patek Philippe at the time using a solid case back on this watch to make it a little bit thinner in profile because display case back systems add thickness to watches. The ultimate sign of integrity in the manufacturer of a watch is finishing, especially fine haute de gamme finishing where you will never see it. A hand-finished case, a handmade enamel dial, and a hand-finished movement adjusted in 5 positions and free-sprung with Patek's historic Gyromax balance architecture, beaten away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. This is a little giant that can do it all. See it and live the dream on the Watchbox.